Cancer, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started here and see what messages we have for the first week of August. All right, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Keeping in mind that these are general readings and they may not resonate for everyone. So take the messages that do, leave the rest behind, and check out your other placements because there may be messages there for you as well. All right, my friends, let's get started. What is the energy around Cancer's week ahead? First week of August for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Woo, that flew right out of the deck. Let's see what you got here. Your hard work is paying off. Another sign received this. I think it was Taurus. So your hard work is paying off this week, Cancer. Wonder what you're up to. Bottom of the deck says emotions are running high. So your hard work is paying off, but the emotions are running high. We have a super moon here. Very interesting. New moon in Capricorn and a super moon. So this is very interesting. Emotions are running high for you this week. I wonder if you're sort of feeling like your hard work is not paying off and it's causing a lot of emotion for you. On one hand, we have a new moon, and on the other hand, we have a super moon. So it's sort of like there's this energy that you're operating in the dark, but actually there's so much illumination right now around what you're working on. And look at that, bottom of the deck is the Chariot, which is Cancer. So let's see what the tarot cards have to say about this for Cancer. Very interesting. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What's going on here? Okay, Three of Pentacles. So you're building a foundation. Your hard work is towards a new foundation. You're working really hard on building something. You want to collaborate with the right people. You're wanting to work as a team, maybe a community, maybe family, could be, you're building the foundation for something here this week. But it's emotional. There's the Hierophant, Taurus energy. So you're seeking truth here. You want to know something true that resonates for you, that feels like it's almost coming from source. You're really seeking to understand something about how to build a foundation. And I feel like you're doubting, as I say that, we see the Seven of Pentacles come out in reverse. You're doubting which way to go. You're doubting your ability to make this happen. Seven of Swords, you're lying to yourself. These are old stories running through your head, trying to convince you that you're not enough, you're not good enough, you can't possibly do this. And it's causing your emotions to run really high. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So your boundaries are up now. So this sort of thinking is having an effect on your overall ability to sort of create this week. Nine of Pentacles in reverse is really a time to reevaluate how you're working, right? How are you getting things done? How are you doing things? Are you sort of like focused on the material and then feeling really lonely? Are you realizing that maybe money isn't enough to make you happy, that it has to be more of a holistic picture? It's interesting. Nine of Cups also coming out in reverse. So making me wonder again about that emotion. We know it's running high. We know you have choices to make about which direction to take. And I feel like there's this old story running in your mind saying you're not enough, you're not good enough, you can't possibly make this happen. There's the Three of Cups coming out as well. So again, community, collaboration, celebration, celebrating milestones. I feel like you're building something and you're feeling like you're doubting it. I feel like you're doubting it, and it's just in the beginning phases of implementation, right? Or discovery, even not implementation. You might be suppressing your emotions. You might not be fully expressing your emotions. You might be feeling a little bit like you can't possibly handle these emotions that are running so high. You could be feeling triggered. You could be feeling reactive, and then seeing that the Page of Wands here coming out next to the Queen tells me that it's almost like there is a part of you that's reacting in a way that's like stomping your feet, crossing your arms, saying stuff isn't good enough and that's not what I wanted. And it's almost turning things in the other direction for you. It's delaying your gratification. It's delaying your desires. It's creating a block towards the dreams that you wish to manifest. And it's creating some, pardon me, but it's creating some almost smugness or this tantrumy sort of vibe where you're unable to be satisfied. You're unable to feel that all will be well. And man, oh man, you're getting some guidance here to get distance from that kind of thinking, because it's really limiting you. It's creating blocks. It's creating unfulfilled ambition, unfulfilled desires. You're starting to become jaded, Cancer. You're starting to become aloof and jaded. And there's that Eight of Cups. You just need to walk away, because look, there's the Ace of Wands also in reverse. So it's like this is causing you to be super pissed off at your path. You're trying to build something and it's not going the way that you expected it to go. And seeing the Hierophant here, that tells me that there's some divine intervention happening here, and it could be shifting you, and you're resisting that because you're like, that's not what I wanted, And sometimes what we want is not for us. I'm sorry, Cancer, but that's the truth. You can want something and it cannot be for you. You could want this little beautiful shard of a crystal. One of my crystals broke the other day. It's always interesting when that happens. And so I kept the little shard of it here. And you could be thinking to yourself, but I wanted this. This was what I wanted. And maybe the universe is about to deliver this beautiful piece of quartz. You know what I mean? Maybe you're about to make a choice that's going to shift your timeline so much so that you're about to get a payoff that you didn't even expect. So sometimes we have to surrender to that and we have to trust it. Seeing the Hierophant also tells me that this is a spiritual lesson. There is a big fat spiritual lesson here for you, Cancer. And it's going to bring in some enlightenment. It's going to bring in an awakening. It's going to bring in a new paradigm. You are about to shift into something brand new, but you've got to let go of whatever it was that you thought was going to be the thing. I can't help but feel like you're hanging on to something and there's something far greater for you awaiting you, but you have to be able to sort of let go of something here. It's very interesting. I do feel like you're being guided to be determined and focused on whatever goal you have, but it's like if it's causing the emotions to run high, listen to your body. Like if something is causing stress, anxiety, and a feeling like you're drained, then my God, that's not for you. If it's causing you to feel really excited and it's causing you to feel like you're building something and that you're inspired, then and that you feel sort of lighter when you do this, you feel like you've got all this energy for this project, then that's for you. We've got to listen to our body. We can't just listen to the desires. It's interesting. I feel like you're not only learning something here, but there is actually no limit to what you could accomplish if you shift your thinking, if you get in that canoe that we see in the Six of Swords, if you accept help, if you ask for support, if you sort of allow this transition to happen and you release the baggage that you're carrying around from the past. There's something holding you back here, and I think you want it, and that's why you're having a hard time letting go of it. But there's something else here that wants to show you the truth about your path, because that Seven of Swords tells me you're hanging on to an old story and it's not for you. It's funny to see the Six and the Seven of Swords here because they're in order and they're both in your reading, and I think it's because you're moving towards something And maybe you don't see it. Maybe you don't know it. Maybe you don't think it's fair. You know what I mean? I feel like you're holding yourself back from something that could be very much a spiritual lesson. You're going through it this week, Cancer. But you know what I gotta say is I really do feel like if you can sort of accept that maybe there's a lesson here and see it that way, that might help reduce the feelings of being triggered. That might help you see this more as a celebration, and it might make you more likely to collaborate with the right people. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes a perspective shift is all it takes, to get the ball rolling in a different direction. Let's see, what's the highest guidance here for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the first week of August? What is the highest guidance here for Cancer? Ooh. Oh, interesting. We see the Animal Kingdom coming out, which is really a card about sort of lessons in stillness. I love this card. Let me read it to you, but I feel guided to look on the bottom of the deck as well. Oh, look at that. It says hello from heaven. I love this card. It doesn't come up very often. I'm going to take both for you. Okay, Cancer, let's look at the Animal Kingdom first. It says animals of all types are extraordinary creatures and miraculous gifts to us. They've been our spiritual companions since the dawn of time. At this moment, they have lessons to share with you that will open your heart and soul. So for some of you, you may have a connection to an animal or animals in general, or you might be guided to sort of learn from how animals are able to sort of stay in the moment and stay present and enjoy in the moment without overthinking things. You know what I mean? This is very interesting. Now, this hello from heaven card is a beautiful message. It says here, your loved ones in the spiritual world want to connect with you as much as you want to connect with them. They know you've been thinking about them, and they're sending you signs and symbols to show you how much they love you, to prove they're with you at this time. So you might be seeing animals or different things happening, like synchronicities, signs. In this picture, we see a butterfly, we see feathers, we see a dragonfly, some coins, and a rose. So it's interesting. And then you got that with the Animal Kingdom card. So it almost feels like you could be sort of channeling some energy from your ancestors or your loved ones that have crossed over, they're sending you signs and synchronicities to guide you towards something here. And that will be different. So I can't get the cards to stay up. That may be different for everyone listening, but at the same time, it could sort of be pointing you towards that spiritual lesson that is evident in your reading here, that there is something that you're being shown that is trying to get you to understand a lesson about some circumstance that you're hanging on to from the past. And I feel like now your ancestors are involved. Now the spiritual world is involved in trying to show you a path that's truthful. One that's coming right from source. It's interesting because that's what I said when I saw the Hierophant, and seeing this hello from heaven sort of just reinforces that. Wow, what a reading. I'm going to leave it at that for you, Cancer. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. FYI, this Queen of Cups here in reverse is Cancer energy. So you're exactly where you need to be this week to learn this lesson. I'll leave it at that. If this has resonated for you, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing. If you'd like a personal reading, you can find the link for that in the description below. And as always, I'm sending you so much love and light. We'll see you next week. Take care.